But there is a video that Judge Joe Brown did, and it's very insightful.
18. And actually what it represents is the expected attrition of what you would find for somebody operating a weave, wig, nail salon, beauty supply place, liquor store, or convenience store down in the hood. The percentages of Asians getting jacked up.
Let me go forward because it's
in the hood is the things that we have to deal with is bait and switch. Like the Equality Act, that has nothing to do with equality. If you recall, it was called the Anti-Lynch bill when Cum Queenla and Cory decided to label something that had been tabled since 1997 when this clown, Jessie, up in Chicago, all that fake salt thing. And see, it's crazy. Yeah. So that's how they do this bait and switch.
Salt is state and local taxes.
There's a lot.
That's transferring the money from one pot to the next.
They have their rights, and they can do whatever in the hell they want at 19 and 1,000.
I might as well record it now.
Less than it was 2018. And actually what it represents
chop the tape up later.
Balance, which is in fact criminal. Now, they don't go after her, they just have this thing on Trump. Now, I don't particularly like Trump, but I'm not against him. I did not vote for that damn fool that they had running against him, that racist dog that I heard the first time in 1972 when I was doing an intern thing at a DC think tank, when he was out there with James O. Eastland, John B. Stennis, Falbus came in from Arkansas. That's the fool who said they'd never integrate the Little Rock High School. They had Wallace there, who was wheeled in, and they had Byrd, former Grand Dragon of the Klan, and they were talking about this young man who had a stupid-looking ducktail like he was back in the 1950s, was the last true yellow dog Dixiecrat.
Listen.
They were talking about Joe Biden, who got up there, and when the speech he gave, I mean, I was really offended. I heard it right outside the state capitol building in Dover, which was a rundown, ransacked old house, 250 years old. And he said Negro children are like roaches. If they're allowed to integrate the schools, they will infest them and they will never be gotten out. Negro.
Joe Biden said that?
Yeah, I heard it. Saw it. He said Negroes were animals and they turned the streets into jungles. And he and Senator Eastland had a plan where they could put all of these Negro animals in zoos. Now, we talk about the 94 crime bill, that wasn't shit. The 91 was bad. The 87 was really bad. The 81 was the one where one rock got you 5 years, which doing some other stuff Biden and Stennis and Eastland did. It wasn't 5 years with parole. They abolished federal parole. So you get 5 years, you get 60 months, and you get released with all good and honor time at 56 months from federal custody.
See, this is what made me like Clinton, Bill Clinton.
The 81, but then there was the 79 and the 77. So let's give blame where blame is due. That bastard has been a racist dog, and he used to talk about he understood the Negro because he was raised in Delaware. And he said Delaware was a proud slave-owning state that basically copped out by not going with the South during the rebellion as it should have, because they were too close to D.C. to not be intimidated. So I listened to this racist dog. I kept up with him because I was practicing criminal law, and federal criminal trials became almost a lynch thing because of what is allowed. By the way, if you ever get interrogated by the feds, never say, I don't know what happened. I don't know anything about it.
Listen.
Because you will get convicted on one count of an indictment, saying, making a knowingly false statement to a federal investigator. You know why? Because they tell you what you're there for, so you know what you're there for. So when you say, I don't know nothing about it, you did because they told you. If with the feds, you say, I have nothing to say, or I refuse to make a statement, I want a lawyer. When you're talking with the state, you say, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Fuck you, you know. But with the feds,
fact.
Watch what you say. Because in the federal system, thanks to Biden, Stennis, Eastland, and some other of these yellow dog Dixiecrat races, what happens is they've set it up so you get tried by ambush if it is a criminal case. And if you're absolutely innocent, you don't know shit about what happened. Eastland and Stennis and Biden set something else up where they deliberately set the rules so that a prosecutor could knowingly go at, well, not knowing, but know that he had no case that could get an conviction, but deliberately go after you for the purpose of bankrupting you, so your ability to operate is destroyed.
And then the courts gave him immunity, prosecutorial immunity.
And then you got Cum Queenla Emhoff in there.
Listen.
You know who Emhoff is? No. Who? Mrs. Emhoff, Vice President of the United States, who goes by her maiden name, Miss Kamala Harris.
Listen.
I call her Emhoff all the time.
She's got 2 Jewish children she adopted. She's married a Jewish husband.
Now listen to what he says.
Talk about Kamala Harris. I'll let you have that one.
He's scared to even say it.
She is a corrupt witch. She's been corrupt.
Listen to what he is saying about Vice President Kamala Emhoff. Emhoff. She's married to a Jewish. Her husband is Jewish. Now, do you see what he is doing? How he got his head down? Nobody wants to believe anything or say anything because she's married to a Jewish man. Now, this is how she got in there. See, her husband is Jewish. But listen, they think that she got in there because she black.
Nah.
And because she got vice president because she's black. And because, it's the first black this, it's the first black that.
Nah.
Yeah. But listen to Judge Joe Brown about how Kamala Harris Emhoff became the vice president. You see how he bashed away and he's scared? Look how he acted.
Got his head down.
She fucked her way to the top. They used to detail this witch in the LA Times with her sexual escapades. She fucked damn near everybody trying to get her to be a frat hoe when she was at Howard. And she ain't black. You know, I ain't got nothing to do with this, Miss Harris. Nah, I mean, well, don't, but she's, I don't know, I'm just listening. Well, here's the thing. I actually met her father in Jamaica. I was the guest, sat at the Governor General's table, and he was a professor. And he represents as a Hindu Brahmin. He admittedly has some Irish in him. All right? The person that Kamala Harris is saying is her black great-grandmother is, in fact, according to Daddy, in an article he wrote, which has now been cleaned up on the online edition of that magazine, was a Hindu house servant, not a black woman. So her mother is listed on her birth certificate as Caucasian, even though she's dark. But she's a Hindu Brahmin Tamil caste. Now, interestingly, do you know what the anthropological name is for what Kamala Harris and her parents are? No, sir. Indo-Arian. See, they are the original Aryans, but Adolf Hitler and his boys told a big lie. The blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryans from the far north did not exist, never existed. They were the dark to swarthy to paper bag brown, dark-eyed, dark, coarse-haired Indo-Aryans from India.
And he ain't
lying.
lying.
Actually settled Germany, and some other people came in from the steppes that lightened everything up a bit. So that lie is being told. So you got the Aryan Brotherhood, the Aryan Nation. What's going on is for Aryans, they claim to be one with look like Cum Queenla or Cum Queen Harris. You know, I guess what.
Now, do you see when I say Hitler marked them so that he could tell who was who?
She did is, you know, LA Times ranked her out. I was out in LA, you know, when she.
I can see this article.
Before that, she got out and they ran a thing that when she went to law school, Willie Brown, that was his mistress. They used to have guards.
I heard about that.
Where they had one I loved. It was a scene Willie Brown sitting behind a desk with his tongue hang out. Kamala raising up after doing it, you know. And they ran this thing where he got her a job with a medical supply company that did business with the city of San Francisco. He got her a gig 15 hours a week for $72,000 a year. And you have to understand that was 35 years.
Ain't that a bitch?
Now, how the fuck you make that much money?
The thing where she moved up to 20 hours a week, she getting paid $120,000 for a part-time gig, and he bought her a 750i BMW. She was earning that. So then she had this thing where she was trying to get on with this big firm. They wouldn't hire, so he started screwing one of your buddies, an NBA player who was their biggest client. Boom, she got hired. So then they ran a scandal sheet on her where she was trying to get on with the DA's office, so she started screwing the deputy chief DA to get on. So
what do you see? I mean, you have a lot of knowledge. As you can see, you got the chat going crazy. You have knowledge that span back 30, 40 years. So what do you see? 50 years. Sorry about that. So
I graduated from college more than a half century ago. So
it's been a while. That's crazy. So do you see it getting worse with the media propaganda, or do you see
it?
Okay. So you think it's getting worse?
What happens is you've got some jackbooted, goop-stepping fascists who strong arm and take over the government. Then they take over the press, impose censorship, and they propagandize and stay in power. You had some pink panty-wearing fascists who, instead of goose-stepping, they switched and twitched. They took over the media, propagandized the people. Now they've taken over the government, and they are attempting to gut the Bill of Rights so they can impose censorship on you. Like, you can call somebody the N-word all you want, but if you slap them across the face, you might get your jaw broken if the brother punches you back. But that's not a hate crime. But then on the other hand, you say something about somebody Asian, now it's a hate crime. Say, okay, Asians are fine people. But the bottom line is that what they did in their name is suppress a hell of a lot of the Bill of Rights, which is not good for anybody. Interestingly enough, we've got a gay Jewish congressman for the 9th District, which embraces most of Memphis, Steve Cohen, and for the
Hello?
How is that possible? When 91% of the district is black, why are black people having one Jewish person represent a district that is 91% black? If you all are out voting, why are you voting for a Jewish person? Now you telling me that they're not controlling who they're putting in there? Because I know you 91% black people, and that's just District 6 are not voting for that Jewish person, are you? See, they're controlling by cheating. That's how they're doing it.
Standing resolution to compel the congressional cafeteria to use paper straws. Now, he is chairman of the subcommittee that drafted the Asian Hate Protection Act. Okay, he says 3,245 or so Asians got jacked up in 2020. Well, that's about 800 less than it was for 2019 and 1,000 or 500 less than it was in 2018.
And then they always come out and say, oh, Asians got beat up. Why? Why would black people beat up Asians? We shop at their supermarkets. We shop at their stores and eat their foods. We go into their beauty supply stuff and buy their stuff. Why are all of a sudden we shooting and killing Asians when it's convenient, when they want to pass a bill, when who is they? The Germans. When they want to do something, all of a sudden black people are murdering and killing Asians.
I meant to say Jews.
This is all the Jews doing this bullshit.
And actually what it represents is the expected attrition of what you would find for somebody operating a weave, wig, nail salon, beauty supply place, liquor store, or convenience store down in the hood. The percentages of Asians getting jacked up
I'm trying to get rid of that white.
in the hood is less than it is for African American or black folk who operate similar businesses in the hood.
Right.
So it just goes with the territory, and it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 zeros in front of it, 8 zeros in front of it when you divide it by 360 million, which is the current U.S. population as per the last census.
360 million Americans.
And so what does that mean? That means that now we have to have a bill that protects it and says this is a crime. And that means what? Now we need more money to go into the system so that the police can lock up who? More black and brown people. Because we are doing what? Crimes against who? Asians. Why? Why are brown and black people committing crimes against Asians? Well, we're not. But that means that we have to do what? Hire more police officers to do what? Work in those communities to do what? Lock up brown and black people. And so that means more of our tax dollars have to be spent where? In the police force to lock us up. But if you gave us more money, we wouldn't need to be attacking, because there's no reason, think about it, there's no reason for us to be attacking the people where we shop. There's no reason for us to be killing the people where they shop.
Jones, and he cries a few tears in it to add a little unique.
To cut a lot of that video. People that I've been saying, we need to come together. Hit that button. Give me that 36 million subscribers. Sounds like a ridiculous number, but it's not. There's 360 million people in this country doing it. But the bottom line is you all get subsidies. So if we don't have any money to bring in the taxes to keep it going, YouTube ain't gonna still getting your subsidies. But they always put money in that defense budget. Because I got to make this a couple of videos. Have a good day. Oh, my goodness.